Good day everyone. I am going to discuss the data coding schemes and the general ledger system.
When it comes to data coding scheme, ibig sabihin pinapasok mo na sa system lahat ng transaction na meron ka. In data coding scheme, we have a system without codes and a system with codes. So para mas maintindihan natin, here is the example. Imagine you're running a store that sells various items like books, toys, and electronics. So every time someone buys something from your store, you need to keep track of what they bought, how much it costs, and other details like when the transaction happened. So in a system without codes, you'd have to record all the details about each item sold by hand. For example, if someone buys a book, you'd have to record the title, author, price, and any other relevant information. Then, if someone else buys the same book, you'd have to record all that information again. This process becomes really time-consuming and prone to errors, especially when you're dealing with a lot of transactions. Plus, without codes, it's easy to make mistakes like misspelling a book title or recording the wrong price. However, in a system with codes, kunyari meron kang barcode, so mas madali na. You just scan the barcode and all the relevant information about the item automatically pops up in your system. This saves time and reduces the chance of errors because you're not manually inputting all the details every time someone makes a purchase. So, having codes makes the whole process of keeping track of transaction much more efficient and accurate, especially when dealing with large volumes of transaction where many items are similar. Here we have a chart of accounts. Very familiar na tayo sa chart of accounts kasi sinusulat natin yung mga codes sa chart of accounts sa journal natin. System with codes, we have numeric and alphabetic coding schemes. So first, we have sequential codes. Yan yung mga nasa 00. Kunyari, itong 700 cost of sales. Under pa niyan, we have 701, 702, 703, and so on. We have blocking codes. Ito naman yung first digit which is yung 1, 2 hanggang 7. So for example, yung 1, lahat yan is related sa current asset. Wala kang makikitang current liabilities kasi lahat yon current asset. Yan yung tinatawag nating blocking. Yung group codes naman, meron kang store number, department number, item number, at salesperson. So yung 04, yan yung group code. For example, sa inventory, group code para sa shampoo. Maraming uri ng shampoo. Iba-iba ang color or amoy. So yun yung magiging basihan sa paggawa ng group code. Alphabetic codes naman, for example, NY, New York, CA, California, MNL, Manila. Para din siyang abbreviation, though yung mnemonic coding, abbreviated yung code niya. Yung mnemonic codes kasi are alphabetic characters in the form of acronyms, abbreviations, or other combination that convey meaning. Now, let's discuss the advantages and disadvantages of these numeric and alphabetic coding schemes. We have sequential codes represent items in some sequential order, ascending or descending. By sequence, syempre ibig sabihin 1, 2, 3, 4. Naka-arrange siya in a particular order. So, the advantage of sequential codes is that it supports the reconciliation of a batch of transactions such as sales orders at the end of processing. So, di ba yung sales code or invoice ay naka-pre-numbered? So, kaya nilalagay yon para malaman kung may error ba, kung may nawawala ba or wala. And by that, malalaman mo kung may na-skip ka ba or may nawawalang document kasi syempre, kailangan kompleto yon. Ang disadvantage naman niya is based on sequence lang, wala nang other information. Next, we have block codes. It is a coding method where specific ranges within a coding scheme are assigned to represent different classes of items. So, for example, in a chart of accounts, each account type might be assigned a specific block or range of numbers. This helps organize and classify data more efficiently compared sa sequential coding, especially in contexts like accounting where distinct categories are essential. So, ang advantage niya is that block coding enables the insertion of new codes within a block without reorganizing the entire coding structure. So, for instance, in a 3-digit code like 600 where 6 indicates operating expenses sa chart accounts natin kanina, new expense items can be added sequentially within this block, accommodating up to 100 individual items. from 600 to 699. So the more digits in the code range, the more items can be represented within each block. The disadvantage here is that if you only see the code without the chart of accounts, you wouldn't know what it means. This can make things a bit less straightforward compared to codes where the meaning is clear just from looking at the number. We have numeric codes. It represents complex items or events by dividing them into zones or fields, each with its specific meaning. These codes help organize and convey multiple related pieces of data efficiently. The first advantage is that they facilitate the representation of large amounts of diverse data. It is like a big container that can hold many different items. So if you have a lot of data to organize, use numeric group codes. Then second, they allow complex data structures to be represented in a hierarchical form that is logical and more easily remembered by humans. So para kang nag-organize ng informations or data from broad categories down to more specific ones. So for example, you might have a code for OPEX, and within that you have codes for advertising, utilities, and so on. It is like sorting into folders and subfolders on a computer. Third is that they permit detailed analysis and reporting both within an item class and across different classes of items. This means you can dig deep into specific types of expenses or compare expense across different areas. It is like being able to zoom in on a specific part of a big picture or look at the picture as a whole. Disadvantages naman ito is that because group codes can effectively represent diverse information, they tend to be overused. So because it can handle a lot of different kinds of information, people sometimes use them too much. They might link unrelated things just because they can, and making codes unnecessarily complex. So para kang naglagay ng kung ano-anong bagay sa isang box hanggang sa hindi mo na maintindihan kung anong laman ng box. So second is that overuse can increase storage costs, promote clerical errors, and increase processing time and effort. So syempre kapag nag-store ka ng extra data, kailangan ng space, and by that it can lead to increase of storage costs. Plus, when things get too complicated, it is easier to make mistakes when entering or analyzing the data. This means kailangan ng maraming time at effort para ma-fix yung errors. Alphabetic codes are used for many of the same purposes as numeric codes. So alphabetic characters may be assigned sequentially in alphabetical order or may be used in block and group coding techniques. So ang advantage niya is that the capacity to represent large numbers of items is increased dramatically through the use of pure alphabetic codes or alphabetic characters embedded within numeric codes, alphanumeric codes. So ibig sabihin, mas maraming codes kang magagamit. For example, yung mga plate number. Syempre, maraming sasakyan kaya kailangan alphanumeric yung gamitin para mas maraming ma-issue na plate number. So, ang disadvantage naman niya, the primary drawbacks with alphabetic codings are, as with numeric codes, there is difficulty rationalizing the meaning of codes that have been sequentially assigned. Users tend to have difficulty sorting records that are coded alphabetically. So, hindi agad malalaman kung paano o ano yung definition, bakit yung naging assigned code niya. Next, we have mnemonic codes. Mnemonic codes are alphabetic characters in the form of acronyms and other combinations that convey meaning. So, dito naman, acronym yung nagamit na madaling matandaan o kaya madaling ma-identify yung meaning nila. So, mnemonic coding scheme does not require the user to memorize meaning. The code itself conveys a high degree of information about the item that is being represented. So, here, hindi natin kailangan mag-memorize because the code itself represents the information of the item. So, mas madali nating matandaan yung code. Mnemonic codes often use patterns, association, or abbreviations to represent concepts or items in a memorable way. Advantage naman ng mnemonic codes, they have limited ability to represent items within a class. So, while mnemonic codes are helpful for remembering things, they might not always provide enough detail to distinguish between different items within a larger group or class. For your attendance here, again, what are the 5 data coding scheme? Put your answer in the comment section below. Next, let's discuss the general ledger system. The general ledger system is a critical tool that supports the recording and management of an organization's financial transaction. So, it offers a consolidated view of financial data, allowing organizations to monitor their financial health, make informed decisions, and comply with regulatory requirements. So, we have benefits of GLS, accuracy and reliability. The GLS promotes accurate recording, classification, and summarization of financial transactions, reducing errors and enhancing data integrity. Next, we have financial reporting. The GLS provides the foundation for generating essential financial statements required for decision making, investors' relations, and compliance. Third is data analysis. Organization can analyze financial data to identify threats and areas for improvement. And last, we have audit preparedness. A well-maintained GLS simplifies auditing processes and helps organization meet regulatory requirements. Yung GLS is parang main hub ng company information network. Connected siya sa other systems called transaction processing systems na nag-handle ng different parts of business transaction and na-record yun sa special journals and accounts. So, yung GLS, na-gather niya yung mga summaries ng mga transaction from TPS at inagamit as input for the financial reporting system. This helps keep track of all the money-related stuff in the company and ensures accurate financial reports. So, yung feedback from FRS also goes back into the GLS para ma-update lahat. So, additionally, the GLS provides data for another system called the Management Reporting System or MRS. This system is for internal reports used by the organization to make decisions. Journal vouchers serve as essential tools in the accounting process, enabling organization to document financial transactions accurately and comprehensively. So, it is used for various purposes including correcting errors, discrepancies in previous entries, adjusting accounts due to changes in estimates or circumstances, or recording non-standard or infrequent transactions, and documenting complex transactions that involve multiple accounts. We have here the GLS database. First is the General Ledger Master File. It is the principal file in the GLS database. It is the main database file in a system called GLS. It holds all the important financial information organized according to the company's chart of accounts. Second, we have the General Ledger History File. It stores past financial data. Its main job is to offer information from the past so you can compare it with current financial reports. Next, we have the Journal Voucher File. It is the total collection of the journal vouchers processed in the current period. It stores detailed records of all financial transactions represented by journal voucher process during the ongoing accounting cycle. It serves as a crucial component within the accounting system, facilitating accurate financial reporting and analysis by preserving a complete history of transaction for the current period. Additionally, this file supports auditing processes, enabling auditors to trace and verify the integrity of financial data and ensure compliance with regulatory standards. Fourth is the Journal Voucher History File. It contains journal vouchers for past period. It is a repository that holds records of the journal vouchers from previous accounting periods. It stores detailed information about the financial transaction that occurred in the past, allowing for reference and analysis of historical data. These files enables accounting professionals to review past transactions, track financial trends over time, and support decision-making processes based on a historical financial information. Next is the Responsibility Center file. It is a database that stores essential financial data related to each responsibility center within the organization. This includes information such as revenues, expenditures, and the utilization of other resources specific to each center. By consolidating this data, the file provides a comprehensive view of the financial performance and resource management of individual responsibility centers, aiding in budgeting, decision making, and performance evaluation processes within the organization. And last, we have the budget master file. It is a database that holds predetermined amounts allocated for revenues, expenditures, and other resources for each responsibility center within the organization. It is essentially served as a uh, repository for planned financial allocations, providing a framework for managing and monitoring financial resources within the organization. This file allows for the comparison of actual financial performance against the budgeted amounts, enabling managers to assess variances and make informed decisions to achieve the financial goals and objectives.